President Donald Trump stood before the West Point graduating class of 2025, his iconic red, "Make America Great Again" hat crowning the moment, as he addressed a sea of future Army officers. With passion and conviction, he declared that America must prioritize its own security and prosperity above all else. He began with a firm proclamation: "Gone are the days where defending every nation but our own was the primary thought." He looked out at the disciplined ranks of cadets and added, "We are putting America first. We have to rebuild and defend our nation." This was not Trump's first address to West Point. In May 2020, he spoke during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. That ceremony had been subdued, cautious. This time, it was bold, proud, and unrestrained. "You came for excellence. You came for duty. You came to serve your country," he told the cadets. "And you came to show yourselves, your family, and the world that you are among the smartest, toughest, most lethal warriors ever to walk this planet." As the audience applauded, Trump launched into his view of what the U.S. military should be. "It is not," he said, "a tool for social transformation or ideological crusades. The job of the U.S. Armed Forces is not to host drag shows or spread democracy to everybody around the world at the point of a gun," he asserted. "The military's job is to dominate any foe and annihilate any threat to America, anywhere, anytime, any place." Trump then criticized what he called divisive and demeaning political trainings that, he claimed, had seeped into military education. He referenced the Academy's recent mandates to remove certain syllabi content, and said affinity clubs for minorities had no place in the defense of the nation. His words struck a chord with the audience, many of whom nodded in agreement, while others remained impassive. He shifted to policy. Trump touted his executive orders, including one to build a $25 billion missile defense system. "We're building the Golden Dome missile defense shield," he said, "to protect our homeland and to protect West Point from attack. And it will be completed before I leave office." He then turned to foreign policy with a mix of admiration and frustration. "I spoke to President Macron recently," Trump said. He said, "Sir, we're celebrating our victory over World War II. I said, whoa, what have we here? We helped them a lot." The crowd responded with scattered chuckles. Trump continued, "It's time we celebrate ourselves, too. America needs its own V-Day celebration." His desire to celebrate military might was not without precedent. Plans for a large military parade in Washington, D.C. are underway, coinciding with the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Army, and Trump's own 79th birthday. Amid all the applause, there was also protest. Outside the gates, demonstrators gathered with signs reading, "Go Army, defend democracy." A flotilla of small boats on the Hudson River signaled resistance as Trump spoke. Joining Forces, one of the organizing groups, issued a statement condemning Trump's presence. "This is the very site where our democracy was forged. Having Trump here is a profound insult to American patriots," they said. Alex Dubroff, a local protest organizer, echoed that sentiment. "We're concerned about the destruction of our democracy, especially here in the Hudson Highlands, where it was born." Inside the Academy walls, however, Trump's tone was optimistic. He spoke of a coming, golden age, for America, one made possible by rejecting the legacy of past administrations. "For at least 2 decades, political leaders from both parties dragged our military into missions never meant to be," he said. "They sent our warriors on nation-building crusades in distant lands, with leaders who had no clue and people who didn't want us there." Though he never named them, the rebuke of his predecessors, Republican and Democrat, was clear. "My preference always will be to make peace and seek partnership," he explained, "even with countries where our differences are profound." But notably absent from his lengthy speech was a clear update on Ukraine. Despite calling for peace talks with Russia earlier in the week, Trump offered few specifics. He said only that he had a recent call with Vladimir Putin and that peace talks would begin immediately. There was no mention of Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky, nor any details of U.S. involvement in the ongoing war. Near the end of his speech, he mentioned Putin once more, briefly. "I'm going back now to deal with Russia," he said. Then, as if reminding the cadets of their legacy, he added, "You won 2 world wars. We don't want to have a third." The cadets, nearly 1,000 in number, listened intently, weighing his words. Many of them would soon deploy to various parts of the world. Some would take leadership roles in volatile regions. All of them, Trump said, were part of a historic movement. You are the tip of the spear, he concluded. You carry the pride of our nation. And under your leadership, America will be safer, stronger, and greater than ever before. With that, the president saluted the graduates, turned from the podium, and made his way off the stage as the West Point band struck up a patriotic march. Outside the gates, the debates would continue. Inside, history had already been made.